So I'm going to introduce to you North American smocking. This is one of the traditional patterns for North American smocking. There are a number. I'm going to just show you a few examples. You can design your own out on paper first. So once you've got the knack of the basics, you can come back and design your own. This one is called lozenge. And this one will give you quite an up and down effect of pattern. So you can see here that we've marked out where you start A, B, C, D, E, F, G and so on, and that would be your first row. So that's called a lozenge. I'm just going to show you another example. This one's called the flower pattern, and as you can imagine it comes out looking like a little bit like a flower, and these are these units that you would make, and you go on to the next one and so on, and that's your one line there. So that's the flower pattern. You can see how these are marked out in a grid structure, so you can be plotting that first. So it's always an idea to plot your distance that you want these to in between, and place your dots, and then add on your pattern that you want to, so you can make those decisions. And obviously that will change how the pattern looks and appears on you when you translate it onto fabric. And then we've got the lattice here, and that's like little spurs that come off a central line running down the middle. And this is the one I'm going to show you how to do onto fabric. So once you've got the basics with the patterns, then like I say, you can go on and design your own if you want to. So I'll just go on to the fabric. Now, as you can see here, the pattern I've placed on is the lattice style. Now I've placed this on using one of the fade resistant markers. You can buy these in haberdashery stores, they're quite easy to find. Just be aware that when you're plotting out the whole design, that you're perhaps only, like I have here, drawn out the first two segments, because it will fade and you don't want to get further down and not be able to see where you are. So I just draw out that first segment first. So to start with, you go down our central line here to this first dot that you see marked out there, and you pull through and you just do a few little stitches to secure it in place. Now the reason why we do that is because we'll be pulling the fabric together and we don't want it to come out of that position. You then go off on your first branch, the diagonal branch here that you can see. So if you think of this as a tree trunk, and then we've got our diagonal branch, and you make another stitch like that, just catching the fabric down. Pull your thread towards you, and at this point we're not securing that down firmly because we want it to move with the thread. And we pull that together like so. And stitch that into place like so. So you can see that the fabric is meeting as a fold, and we're just making that nice and secure with quite a few little stitches so it holds in place. So you're making like a fold there. We then carry on the stitch down the trunk. So we're going down now. At that point, you just take it to the next little branch, like that. Now at that point, a lot of people make the mistake of pulling that too tight. So we're not doing that, we want it to go flat. So we want that to stay nice and flat and straight. So don't pull that upwards. So leave it diagonal, make another couple of little stitches there. Diagonally, go to your next one, next little branch, and we pull that together. Secure that to the fold. Like so. And then we go further down to the next dot that we've marked out, and again don't pull that, that's the one you leave. Again diagonally, do a little stitch, and then pull that one to the middle. The more you do of this, the more you will get used to which ones you're going to pull and which ones you don't. Just secure the two pieces together in the middle like a fold, and down to the next. Again, don't pull that one. The next diagonal. Always be careful of where you're positioning, so you don't want to miss one and go to the next. You always go in turn with which branch. Secure that together. Like so. And then the bottom. The last one. And that'll be the last one in our run. Pull that together and stitch. And that completes your first row, like so. And just snip that off, so make sure you secure it at the bottom with a few little stitches to keep it nice and tight, otherwise you'll get your pattern unravelling. And we just snip that off. Now remember that you can be doing much longer lengths, but I'm obviously just doing a little sample here. You can start to see that zigzag pattern. We turn it over to the back, you can start to see how it's weaving in and out, this particular pattern. So the next one will start here, and you'll see how that weaves in and out as well. And that is your basic lattice style smocking, hand smocking.